This is where it all starts. Not the messy wiring under my dashboard, but through the raindrops, in that door, directly ahead of me. Watch out for passing cars so I don't get run over. This is Slot Car Palace. This is the back of Slot Car Palace. It's a bit of a mess. I'm going to build a racetrack. I've gotten permission from the owner to rebuild his track, seeing it was taken down several years ago when he moved from one end of the building to the other. This is the pile of track. That is a bunch of wood legs that I've built to house the new track. There is a ton of track. Later in the video, I'll impose a couple of pictures of what the track used to look like at his other shop. I've had to play a bit of Tetris inside the shop. He has so much stuff, and everything was all over. I've had to rearrange and move again to a point where it almost drives me crazy. This shelf back here in the corner, there used to be ladders sitting there. I've taken other shelves, cut them down, put it over here to move more stuff. There's a lot of stuff moving. The fact that I only get to work here a few hours a week kind of compounds the problem. And there's all this track. And it's all been copper taped. It's all going to have to be separated to make a new track. And here I go. I don't always work this fast, but sometimes I can. Here I am, cleaning up all the mess. All the old green turf from the old track. It was just a big ball of lump underneath this table. Cleaned it up, cleaned up the space. Probably just going to end up throwing most of it out because it was cut specifically for his other track. And I have my own ideas as to how I would like to make the scenery the way that I want it, so it looks more realistic, like a racetrack should, with buildings, maybe some scenery, paint the wall behind so it looks really, really cool. Anyways, back to the project at hand of Tetris. Moving pieces, moving. That was the computer for the timing system. We have a TrackMate timing system that was taken apart, and somebody, namely me, gets to figure out how to put it all back together again. It was just a couple of boxes full of stuff. So, here it goes, moving along, and here we get the surprise. All that wood, by the way, all has to move someplace else because the table is going to extend all the way down that way. And here it is. Behind all the wood, we find the fuzzy car. Yep, a fuzzy car. Couldn't really figure it out. What to do? Oh, maybe I should show it to the camera. There you go. I think underneath all that fur is a Dodge Charger. Later on, he told me that, that was one of his demolition derby cars. Him and the other people, kids and such, would go and decorate cars all up and then try to run each other off the track. Seems like a fun idea. So here we go, back at full speed again, moving all this wood, making more length, more space, pushing the limits as to how far I can go. It's a bit of a tight space, but it's a lot more of a table than it ever was before. It's solid. Person can climb on this table, and I will. Lots of times. More than I care for. I would eventually bring knee pads because these old knees certainly don't like climbing on the table, finding that miscellaneous screw or little piece of wood chip, because that really hurts. So here it is, the end of the day. A short day because the hobby shop is only open for 4 hours a day. So I clean up at the end of each day to make it fresh the next day. Here is some of the goodies that I have found so far, moving things around. Boxes of parts, chassis, bodies, motors, gears, lots of it. And it's just like, wow, cool. Here we are. I've cleaned up for the end of the day. It's looking good. Here are some shots of Gord's old track when he had the bigger part of the building. I never raced on this track. I would just come in, ooh, ah, and look. This is the plan I found online. I'm going to try and follow it as close as I can. And here it is, another day, a sunny day. And we enter Chilliwack Slot Car Palace, which right now isn't much of a slot car palace. But once you get past security, you can see there is a table and a track. But as you can see, it is pieces of a track, something I need to assemble. Here it was. I thought I had created the perfect table to fit that track layout, but in the end, I needed to add a couple of extra bump outs to actually make it fit. I've got a table. We've got lots of storage underneath for all kinds of stuff that I've had to keep moving back and forth. All that extra plywood, 2x4s. I can build some shelves underneath it here to store it a little bit neater. I'm going to make a skirt to go around the edge to cover it all up. And maybe I can hide away some of this stuff here to make it a little bit more pleasant to go back here and race and not have to look at all these distractions back here, which will detract from the whole general racing atmosphere. Maybe one day I'll be able to move some of this other stuff and add an extra couple of 2 to 3 feet to the track. But for right now, there's no place to put any of that. I've got more than the amount of space I was allocated in the beginning, and Gord's on board and getting excited about building the track. So, with that, brings the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and here is a sneak peek of the layout set up, kind of almost. It needs a few tweaks, but although this footage is kind of old because we've actually been running laps on the track, having problems with electricity and the length of the track, needing some taps here and there to make it work. I need to fix the original power supply, which is a gigantic thing with a lot of wires coming out of it, and no wiring diagram to help me. So it's going to be a fun time, and it'll probably be another video. So that's it for this video. As you can see, there's a little bit of work to do, and I'll keep trying to post videos. It hasn't been the easiest thing. I'm pretty sure all of you know that. So thank you for watching again, and hope you come back to see what it looks like later. I know that I've enjoyed it so far. So thank you.
She was an American